everyone, today I'll be talking about Unsung CInderella. So, what is this show about? Unsung CInderella is a medical drama that aired last 2020. It mainly focuses on Arai Midori, a hospital pharmacist. The premise alone and the change of profession being focused on is what makes this drama stand out. It's the very first time that I heard about a medical drama with pharmacists as its center point. Even before I started the show, I never even realized that there are pharmacists that assist doctors and nurses in the hospital. I always thought that the ones in charge of the medicine and patients must be nurses. When watching the show, you have to take in the context that this is about Japan's healthcare industry, which is vastly different from any that we find in the first world countries often depicted in the Western audience. I do think it works sort of similar to that of Taiwan, in which I do have experience receiving a very efficient and accommodating healthcare service. Now, going on to the drama. The writer took some creative liberties when it comes to how the hospital works, with pharmacists having more time and contact with the patients, and obviously the lack of presence of nurses. While the intention is good, there are some instances wherein the focus of making the pharmacist looks good outshines the action and the heroic profession of doctors and nurses, which is one of the few gripes I have with the show. The pharmacist feels like angels, while the doctors feels like douchebags and overall jerks in the story, which is not always the case. But despite all that, Unsung Cinderella is a very good show. It tackles on very hard subjects that are rarely present in the media. Episode 1 talks about a pair of teenagers who were born with diabetes. Rather than create an overarching drama about the teenagers' lives being a deathbed, the drama took a different turn and route and instead explored how a person can still have a normal life even when having diabetes. I think that what really sold me to the show and made me stick around was the epilogue. In most medical dramas, we only get a glimpse of the life of the patients when they were in the hospital, a few cameos here and there when they go back for checkups. However, Unsung Cinderella was different. The first episode took us into a peek of life of the two teenagers outside the hospital. We see their daily struggles, their life with insulin, and the dreams that they pursued as time goes on. I was so pleasantly surprised that I cried my heart out while listening to the ending theme being played in the background. These small scenes are what makes Unsung Cinderella unique in its genre. I am pleasantly surprised as well as to how the medical drama did not shy away from showing death and how slowly losing to cancer not only affects the patients but also their families. There are a lot of good moments sprinkled throughout the film, and I do think that this is worthwhile a watch. It made me appreciate those around me and, of course, the healthcare industry. The importance of taking the right medicine, and most importantly, the role of pharmacists in the world around us. I believe when we talked about healthcare, the first thing that comes into our mind are doctors and nurses, but rarely do we talk about the importance of having pharmacists look out for the medicines that we take and for them to prescribe them and how to eat and drink these medicines precisely. And they're the one who studied more about the medicine than the doctors had in their undergraduate or post bachelor degree. And I'll give the series an 8 out of 10. Definitely a modern drama that is worth to watch.